You're listening to Big Blend Radio's Cooking with Ruth show, featuring Ruth Milstein, author of the Gourmand award-winning recipe book, Cooking with Love, Ventures into the New Israeli Cuisine. Hi, everybody. You know, it is the third Sunday, which means we get to chat with Ruth Milstein. And today she's got a fabulous restaurant. Yeah, she's opening a restaurant, Nancy. Did you know that? Ruth's restaurant. Oh, my gosh, wouldn't that be cool? But she's talking about
restaurant at home.
Yeah, come, everybody, let's go to Ruth's house. She's cooking. It sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And her husband, Howard, knows how to pour the best wine with, her food. So, like, we're totally all hooked up, But, Ruth is going to be talking about zucchini today because we're at the end of the zucchini season. And oftentimes we have this abundance of zucchini. I think there's even a national take zucchini to your neighbor day, your extra zucchini. And there's so much we can do with it. And she's going to teach us how to stuff our zucchini. And what's cool about this recipe is that it's really good for even going into the fall season because we still get zucchini depending on where you are in the country, around, in the fall season too. So, I think, Ruth, we could even use this for different squash, couldn't we? Just eat different ones.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's a good one.
Because also it's very,
go ahead.
It's very, tender, They're not, it's tender, yeah. Squash is good.
Yeah. So it's once you've cooked it, it's tender. And when it's raw, because when you get zucchinis from the garden or from the store, you want them to be nice and firm, don't you, Nancy?
Of course.
And it just came. No, I don't like when it sit there for days.
No, it gets bitter because
you don't want a drooping zucchini.
No, we don't. We want it, it should fit in your hand nicely. And the actual skin of the zucchini, Ruth, sometimes it's really bitter. Is that because it's been sitting on a shelf too long? When it's bitter?
It is on the shelf. When it's fresh, it's fresh. You can see the color. It's light green. You can see the color. But if not, you can just peel it,
Right. And that's something to think if you cannot, because sometimes, organic food can be really expensive for people if they don't have time to garden or go to a farmer's market. It's one of the best things too, when you can get zucchini. And zucchini is if you can grow it yourself, Nancy, we used to grow it. And you don't have to, it's so cost effective and easy.
It was easy.
And it grows fast. Grow fast also.
So the zucchini, you want to get it organic if you can, but if you can't, then you could peel the skin off, right? Or wash the skin really good.
Yeah, you wash it.
Yeah. And if it's bitter, do it. So this recipe, everyone, is zucchini stuffed with rice and meat. So that's a nice meal, right? And, the recipe is linked in the episode notes. You'll also find it on blendradioandtv.com. So you're going to cook your rice. Now, when you do rice, are you using white rice, brown rice? Can you do wild rice? Does it matter?
You can use the both, but the white rice cooks faster and tastier. So sometimes children, they don't want the brown rice.
It's healthier, though.
For this I use white.
Okay.
Because it's not on daily basis. I make it like once a while. So white rice you can mix also. You can mix both of them, but you have to a little bit give help to the brown rice to cook it a little bit, and after you're going to mix it together. Whatever you want. Rice is rice. Rice is very tasty, and all of us will love it.
Now,
rice is good.
Would you do quinoa or couscous in this if you wanted to do something different?
Yes, absolutely. But you have to cook it for less.
Okay. Yeah, it's quicker time, but and the zucchini normally cooks quickly, right? So what you're doing is interesting. you're cutting the zucchini in half, the horizontal, and so you're making like little rounds, and then you're stuffing the inside, but you empty the zucchini
Yes,
out, and then you make that as part of the stuffing with the rice. Am I
yes,
got that right?
absolutely. Yes, yes.
Mm.
Without
And you,
without stuffing, it's not tasty
mm,
with zucchini. Not tasty. Like
it is kind of,
watery and
yeah. If you put butter and salt and lots of butter, come on, that's
It
good.
needs help. It needs
Parmesan
help.
cheese,
it needs help.
it needs
Yes.
cheese, you know.
Yes, you can. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
You can put
You know, I
cheese.
think
It's
it's
vegetable.
related. Yeah, I think it's related to the cucumber
Mhm.
family. And
A cucumber more. Cucumber. It's more
It's more like a
firm.
watermelon.
I think they're
Yes,
related
more
though.
firm.
And so they're kind of watery. So you really need to spice them up a little.
Well, eggplant is watery
Yeah, you
too,
need a lot of spice.
you
Yeah.
know.
Need a lot of spice.
Ooh,
Yeah, but
that's
still, you can do whatever you want. You can cook it. You can bake it.
Mm.
You can do. It's workable. Workable.
And
so.
you know, what's really nice is if you grow them yourself, when they bloom, they have beautiful yellow flowers.
Mhm.
It's a really pretty
I know.
plant. Yeah.
I
And
know. When I was grow up, I remember them. Yeah.
the
Mm.
flowers, our friend Andrea, she would know what was the male and the female. So she would like, oh, you can pick this one. It's not going to be this, you know. And she would go in and she would take the flowers and she would dip them in like an egg batter and put
Yeah.
a thick piece of Gruyere cheese and then fry it up. Oh, can I
Uh-huh.
just tell you? Oh,
Mm.
it's good.
Yes.
Or you,
Really?
Mm.
it is divine.
It
And
is
that's the
yummy.
squash blossoms, you know, people fry them with cheese in them. And that's kind of goes into Native American traditions too. I believe the indigenous people have used, you know, squash blossoms of all kinds, to eat. And you stuff the blossoms even. You could even take your stuffing, like with your stuffing here is, you know, you say to use meat or chicken, ground beef or ground chicken. Cook it with a little
Mm-hmm.
bit of tomato juice or tomato paste, olive oil. You have salt and
And
black
seasoning.
pepper.
Little bit
Mhm.
seasoning also. Yes.
Yeah. So
You
you
need
could even
seasoning.
do this with the flowers if you want. But you're putting the
Absolutely.
zucchini that you scraped out of the zucchini into the stuffing, right? That's going in there.
Yes. Yes.
Well, this is an easy recipe, Ruth. I mean,
It's easy
it,
recipe. And another thing, it looks nice on the table.
Yeah.
If you
that
have
always
guests,
has to.
looks
Always
It's
nice
has to.
on the
impressive.
table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
It looks
important
like you,
to look
yeah,
at
it's
the
very
table.
impressive and it looks like you worked really hard.
Yes.
But really,
Between us.
yeah, what
Yes.
happens, Ruth, while she gets in the kitchen, she puts her music on, right, Ruth? Your new age music,
Yeah,
soft,
I love it
nice.
in the kitchen.
Yeah, she puts the
Yeah.
music on, she starts cooking, and she drinks a glass of wine, right, Ruth?
Yep.
Do you have wine while you cook?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See?
I can drink. Yeah. A little bit, yes.
And then you say to serve this with white or red wine, depending on, it's going to depend if you're doing turkey or chicken or
Depends what they eat.
beef. Yeah.
Yeah, depends what they eat.
Mm.
For vegetarians, you could really do like quinoa, I think, if you didn't want to do meat. You could do like
Meat. Yeah,
quinoa.
you can quinoa or any vegetable that they like, just a little bit firm on the firm
Mhm.
side. On the
Well,
firm side.
you know how you
Onion
make,
would be good.
you
A little
used
bit
to
of
make,
onion.
yeah, onion is always good. Nancy used to make hummus.
Onion with everything is good.
Mm-hmm.
Onion with everything.
Yep.
Oh,
It's the
onion
mother
and
of
garlic.
vegetables.
Garlic and onion are important,
Mm.
and basil. And
Basil's good.
Very healthy also. It's healthy for us also.
Mm.
I think this is just a great recipe for families because it looks fun for kids to eat. It looks like a bone with marrow in it, you know, the way I'm just trying to give people an idea of what the rounds of zucchini look like. You're getting big chunks of zucchini and you're cutting them into big rounds, but they're emptied and then you stuff it. And so it looks like
You
a bone
stuff
with
it.
marrow,
Otherwise,
like what,
people know. Otherwise, they won't eat it. They
yeah.
won't eat it. zucchini. What is this? What is this?
Well, you could take the same mixture and put it into like bell peppers, and because it's now is also pepper season, depending on where you are in the country.
Bell pepper, it's delicious. I do it a lot because it stays also longer. You can prepare it, put it in the fridge, not in the fridge for a few days, and cook it after.
And
pepper,
yeah,
working with us.
Can you do it to big tomatoes? Big tomatoes too, right? Couldn't you hollow out the big tomatoes and stuff them?
Yeah, if you like tomato. Once you put tomato, it has less time to. You have to eat it faster.
Oh, as soon as it comes out the oven, you eat it then.
Yeah.
So you're doing it in a frying pan. Could you bake this?
Yes.
Okay. Because you do it with water, so.
I bake it. You can bake it. I bake it. I like it. I like bake. Because it stay longer. It's nicer on the table. And cooking, and you can another thing, you can prepare it ahead.
Oh, that's good. You always want to do things ahead. So, Nancy, you want to put some cheese on this? I know you do.
Oh yeah. I think cheese is good.
Parmesan.
Cheese is good.
Parmesan.
Parmesan would be good with this.
You can put whatever you want, whatever you like.
And Nancy, you get wine for eating vegetables. See.
And then if you're cutting the zucchini in half lengthwise and you fill it, when it's cooked, you could put a little toothpick with a flag on it, have a little plastic toy man standing at the other end playing a ukulele.
What are you doing? She's playing with her food, Ruth. But then that helps
because it looks like
not all of us. Not all of us. We're going back in time.
It's like it would look like gondolas.
Well, but she's got little. But then at the same time, I'm looking at this going, I want to stuff my zucchini with sausage. I was thinking about this as we were talking. I'm like, what if you got some andouille sausage, or like if you got turkey sausage, right? And you just took the slices and, I don't know what sausage and rice go well. Like in Louisiana, they make boudin.
Very well, but you have to cook the sausage a little bit before.
I think I'm taking your recipe and making it, too fatty. I know that you like to keep things healthier, but I'm already going, you know what? I'm loading cheese on it. I'm putting sausage in it and I'm frying it. And somehow I don't think that it's a little greasier than what you would want, but I think you could even actually take this recipe, depending on how you did it, but you could take the zucchini and you could make this into a breakfast dish. Like if you thought of if you hollowed out the zucchini rounds, right? So they're like everyone again, like if you think about a dog bone with marrow in it, the zucchini stuffing is where the marrow is and the zucchini is the bone, right? If you took that, you hollowed out the zucchini, you could make like a frittata, put it inside the zucchini and bake it with cheese on top. And that would be like a cool breakfast dish, I think. Just my idea.
Absolutely. You won't be hungry till late afternoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Zucchini. Yeah, you could chop up chives or green onions.
That would be good.
Yeah, and put a little bit of tomato or salsa in it with egg, the zucchini mixture, and put that puppy in the oven, like bake it. Ooh, I think everybody likes to have something fun for breakfast. Aren't we all tired of the same thing at times? Like breakfast should look as fun as dinner.
The breakfast is boring.
Yeah.
So
to get children to eat a vegetable is not always easy. But if you make it look fun, then they'll eat it.
Yes.
That's why Nancy puts flags on things.
Fun, they will eat it. At least they taste it. They will taste it.
Well, Ruth, trying to get Nancy to eat her vegetables is like trying to get a kid to eat their vegetables. So I always have to promise her wine or I'll put cheese on it.
You
I
have to
know you
put
don't eat,
something.
I know you don't like bacon, Ruth. I know that's not part of your principles of life, but if I sprinkle something bacony on it, she'll eat it. Um, I have to be a parent sometimes to Nancy. Can you
It's
believe
about
this, Ruth?
it's about the spice.
Yeah, you
It's
want
got to have some taste, you know?
mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have to tempt her. Yeah, you have
Now,
to. You have to. It's
Ruth,
her
have
time
you,
now.
yeah, I have to be the mother, but I'm not good at it. Um, but Ruth, the other thing I've done with zucchini, because I know again, this is that season of abundance of zucchini, and it's something you can get year round in the store, really. What I made lasagna, I used to do it. I got rid of doing noodles and I started taking, I would cut the zucchini into slices long ways and pretty thick. And I would use that as the noodles for lasagna instead of the pasta. And you'd put your mixture, you put like the zucchini at the base of your pan, your dish, whatever that you're going to bake it in. Put zucchini slices, and you can slice it in rounds or long. It doesn't matter. Do whatever you want. And you put like your tomato mixture, like tomatoes and onions and peppers and things like that. Maybe you want to put meat in there or not, depending if you're being vegan or vegetarian. You could put eggplant in it, though it gets watery, so you got to do whatever you got to do to your eggplant. But you put these levels, and it's like a vegetarian. Oh, I used to put spinach. That's what I was always put spinach, like a layer of spinach. And then you bake, cheese, mozzarella, all of that, Parmesan on the top. You bake it. Ruth, it's healthy, especially if you do your own kind of tomato. You don't just, we got to watch what we buy.
Calories.
Yeah, huh?
Yes. It's basically 0 calorie. Yeah.
And it's delicious. As the cheese has some fat in it, but we need fat. Our brains want fat.
Olives, chopped up olives.
Olives. Nancy has to have the olives. She wants that.
Yeah.
So you look at what you like. I mean, and look at what you have. And I think when we talk about recipes like what you have, and we're looking like, oh, we've got so much zucchini. What are we going to do? Well, you could do all kinds of dishes like this using what you already have. Don't you think, Ruth? Look at what you have in the kitchen. Go for it.
Absolutely. You have to use Yeah. You have to use what's in the kitchen. It's less traveling to shop again. And why to throw up? Throw away. Why throw away? They can find things. They're going to buy it again, and after they find like the fridge, you have to clean the fridge, and no. Always try what you have in the fridge, fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
And we are in a time that we have everything to buy. We have everything to buy.
Well,
we don't have to buy for 2 weeks.
No, it's changing up. And Nancy used to make. Remember, you taught us how to make latkes. Remember, you taught us how to do that, and you taught us to bake them instead of frying. You know what Nancy did, and I think you got her into this, where she would do the potatoes. But you can get even the smaller potatoes. You don't have to do the big russets. So they're a little more watery. And she would do the little bit of potato, a little bit of carrot. And I remember you putting a little and a little bit of zucchini too. Nancy, remember doing that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You use potato instead of rice.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, for your latkes aren't with rice. They're like hash browns, right? But she would bake them, Ruth, and then we put salsa on top. Oh, it's really good.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice. Oh, yes. Put a little Parmesan cheese again. Can you make latkes like sweet at all? Like if you used apple or something? Like could you take apple? Because I used to make an apple crumble and I used to grate
apples. But the apple
is
to be firm. It's to be firm.
Just like your zucchini. You want them firm.
Yes.
So you grate the apple, right? Put cinnamon with it, and then you can make that into a latke. Don't you think that would be good, honey?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Do it and let me know.
Ooh,
let me know.
That would be good. That would be like a nice, tasty treat. Do you need to put egg? Do you think for that?
Egg? No.
Okay,
Eggs
good.
is different.
That sounds a little.
Nancy and I don't do that much egg anymore. It's weird. Sometimes we eat a lot of egg, and then all of a
Egg is
sudden
very
we
healthy.
don't,
Egg, it's very healthy to eat.
but not too much.
Not too much, but you can eat every day. Every day, 1 egg, 2 eggs, or 3, 4 times a week.
Yeah, that's more like it. Maybe once a week even now.
Yes, 3,
It's
4
weird.
times a week. And eggs, you can eat it in many, many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
How do
Like
you,
hard
okay,
You
boiled.
can eat boiled.
yeah,
You can eat boiled. You can
I
stuff
think it's
it.
just how we're getting our eggs. I think that sometimes I don't know what the rules of eggs are, but sometimes I think they taste dead. They're like just
And they're
here's
old.
It means the stale too long in the store.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this you don't want. You have to buy it from somebody that you trust.
Yeah.
Do you like farm fresh eggs instead of what you get in the store?
If I have farm, I don't have farm. Yes, I mean we have to travel. I have to travel to buy it.
I can't believe how expensive eggs have gotten. It's expensive now to get good eggs for healthy eggs.
Everything.
Yeah, the grocery. Well, so that's why I'm glad we're talking about like zucchini today, because that is something you can get cost effectively and dress up. Like if you're on a budget, this is like a great budget meal for a family. This can feed everyone well.
And still all the family will eat it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you always want the
Everybody
kids to eat healthy, right? So that's part of it.
Yeah.
But like even the lasagna I was talking about, that is so cheap to make. I think the most expensive ingredient is cheese because they know I want to eat cheese, so they have to make it expensive. But I mean, you could even if you can afford good Parmesan, use Monterey Jack. Don't tell anybody, or just use mozzarella. You can get, and Ruth, let's talk about cheese for a second. Okay.
Yes.
Can I tell you what happened on our way across the country again the other day? We stopped.
I would like to know.
Oh boy.
Okay. I went to get gas and I dropped the credit card down behind the seat by accident. And so I had to pull it out, and I'm looking for this. And Ruth, I don't know how this happened. Well, things happen. Like sometimes I open my suitcase and there's wine and cheese in there because we're in a hurry. So things happen on the road when you travel full time. Ruth, so I start pulling things. I start pulling things out under my seat. Ruth,
it was amazing.
I pulled a handful of sliced cheese out that has got to have been in there.
It's all dried and curled.
2 to 3 years. No, but
it looked like potato chips.
It didn't look any real different than what it just had curled up and was hard. Yeah. But I looked at this and thought,
this isn't real cheese.
In the desert in 100-degree weather. Why isn't this melted? Right? Why, when people go to the store and we buy the pre-sliced cheese and sometimes even the grated cheese, right? It has this weird floury stuff on it. What are we eating if this cheese did not melt in the car? I want to know. What do you think? It's not good.
Because today the mix the leftover. You didn't read about it? They mix the leftover.
So the cheese is leftover cheese, and it's not even. They've processed it now, so it's not even 100% pure.
The cheese that you're buying, this what you get. That you want, this what you get. Because they mix it with others. So it's cheaper for them, and we can see the difference.
And see, but this is the difference because we go, oh, we want convenience instead of slicing it ourselves. We're in this convenience mode, and that means more preservatives, right? Is that what's making it not melt? Ooh.
And they have to handle it a lot more.
Yeah. But this is
the world is changed. You have to check everything that you're buying. Everything that you're buying is something. You see something wrong, just go to the next. That's it.
This whole thing about I remember once, remember Nancy, the French fry from one of the fast food places? I kept it on the floor of the car, right? I've just
As an
kept it there
experiment.
as an experiment for over 3.5 years, 3.5 years. And we went to the Sequoias and we were staying at a bed and breakfast. And the lady said, we're right outside Sequoia National Park. She says, we have bears. You're in bear season. They're here. They're hungry. You need to take everything out of the car that resembles any kind of smell or food. So even perfume, don't keep honey in your car either.
No.
Anything that's going to attract a bear, you need to take out. Otherwise they will try and get in your car. It's like when you go to a park, you take the food out of your car and you put it in a bear box because the bears can't get the food in the bear box, but they will hurt your car trying to get in. So, parks are set up for it. But so I said to her, well, I've got this French fry that's been here for 3.5 years and I don't want to get rid of it because look at it. It looks the same as when I bought the French fries. And she says, no, it's still going to be food to a bear and I had to get rid of it. But, this cheese, I looked at this cheese and I'm going, what's the difference now? What are we eating as human beings? And why do we have all these issues health-wise that we didn't have
should have
years
melted.
ago? All these autoimmune diseases and things. I'm thinking we need to really go back to basics. All these convenience items are making us sick, I believe.
That cheese should have melted.
That cheese should have melted.
It should have melted, and it didn't.
It curled.
It curled up.
Because they make cheese. It's cheaper for them.
And it's saltier, too.
Nobody said anything. Nobody watched them. They're doing whatever they want. We're in different time. Time. We have to take care to. They used to take care to us. Now we have to take care to ourselves. You can't.
Well, I've always thought that we should always take care of ourselves and always question everything, and that's why I am. I mean, I have these science experiments going on, all the time in the car. So the car smells great, by the way, everybody. If you don't want to be a taxi, be like me. Do food experiments in your car in the desert and see how many people want to sit in the car afterwards. But honestly, I think it's something to think of. There's, I was talking to a friend a few years ago and she said there was an ice cream shop that opened in her town and somebody had taken the ice cream cone and didn't like it and put it on the trash, right? It was like one of those things and you could see the ice cream cone right there. And you would think because it's soft serve, it would melt immediately. It was the middle of summer, also desert. It didn't melt, Ruth. The ice cream did not melt.
No?
No.
I wonder why. Why.
What are they putting in these things that are
food there?
Remember, Nancy, you got really sick when we had a milkshake once from a drive-thru? She got really sick, like almost like it went to I don't know if something had touched, because we're allergic to, fish and shellfish and everything. Her lips blew up. She had Angelina Jolie lips for a few hours and she was not good and it didn't taste normal. It was like weird. So, and we don't normally, I don't know why we were doing milkshakes through a drive-thru because we don't even do that, but it was just one of those and we will never do it again. And it was, so I think your recipes and what you do with your book, Cooking with Love, Ventures into the New Israeli Cuisine, these are healthy recipes. I would say your cookbook represents a lot of what the Mediterranean diet is, for people to follow.
Mediterranean and it's Mediterranean, American, a lot of Israeli also there.
Which is healthy. It's healthy for you.
Very healthy.
And it's, but you don't just because it's healthy doesn't mean it sucks. It's about healthy and delicious, right? That's important. And to cook while you can on your own without all these processed things. That's important. And it's hard. It's hard to do it every night.
I see people just go and pick up something. What for dinner? We're going to pick up something. What means something? Whatever is there. I mean, whatever is there in the store. They don't know what to pick up. Yeah.
It's that cheese that curls in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheese is much more dangerous. It's bad than meat.
Yeah. You're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When I went vegan, the meat is bad, okay, for the environment, right? How we're processing meat and everything. So meat, it's not all bad. So like eat, to me, if you can and your wallet affords it and your family can do it and you are in an area where you can support a local beef rancher, cattle rancher or a family farm, like do it if you can, right? But it may be you
Yes.
eat that once a month, once a week, once every 2 weeks, maybe not every night, right? But you do what you can and
Yes.
use the leftovers. So like if you didn't, finish the steak, use it for the next day. And Nancy and I are like, don't waste. So
my granny taught me. She taught me throw it in the stew the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you had leftovers wise, it went together into a stew.
Yeah.
And it made sense.
Yes.
And when you dish out
food is very expensive now, very expensive, and there is no reason to throw away. There is no reason to throw
and
away.
I think this too, I'll pile food on it, and I'm very guilty of this, as Nancy knows. I'll make something and just start putting on a plate and not even thinking portions. I just, but when you're a family, maybe just do a little bit and a little bit. And then if you want seconds, have seconds and do a little bit. Because if you give everybody something, then you're all eating off the plate. Then who knows somebody may have COVID, who knows, right? Germs, things like that. So you want to put it back in to use for a casserole the next day, whatever the meal is. So just do bit by bit.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, don't all put your germy stuff back in there. You never know. Kids in school go to school and come back with all kinds of interesting things. You're either going to get lice or worms or whatever. But
sorry, they're always sick. Children are always sick.
They are
because
they bring it back home to their parents. So don't.
Not only that, they don't want to go to school. Also, and they play. Also, we are sick. I'm not feeling bad.
Well,
these are children.
Nancy made me go to school. She was like, get your butt to school. No, I think I've got this. No, you don't. You're lying. And then when I was really sick, she knew. Come on, we all were brats.
You can tell. You can tell by looking at a child's eyes whether or not they have a fever. Mm-hmm. You can. And it's obvious when a child is sick, and it's obvious when they're not.
Yeah, well, wait. Our entire class faked a pink eye epidemic. And this is when we were in boarding school.
Oh, so dumb.
Kids were putting toothpaste in their eyes. Our eye was pink and red. People were running around. We've got pink eye. We've got pink eye. Everyone starts scratching their eyes, and they put us all in a bus and sent us home. And the parents didn't even know their kids were coming home. And everybody got to go home. Then we're like, look at that. And nobody had pink eye. Not one person. And
do you know how dangerous that is?
I think.
Do you have any idea? Especially with today's toothpaste, if you put that in your eye, you may never
I didn't do it. I let everybody else do it. I was like, sure, I'll rub my eyes and have pink eyes, but I'll rub my eyes. That's, normal. But here, people did it. And honest to God, we all got to go home. And so there you go. Let's just talk about being able to that was brilliant. I think that's I think we were all smart and did it.
It's dangerous.
I didn't put toothpaste in my eye, but we all got on a bus and went home. Isn't that cool? Don't listen to this, kids. don't
really.
Listen to do this. I know, but come on, kids do stuff. But honestly, going back to the cooking part of things, it's so important for families to try and do things that, okay, what do we have? And to sometimes, instead of looking at what don't we have, look at what you do have, no matter how bad it is, how bad times are. That's how our regional dishes are made, right, Ruth? You know, if you go around the
You're
world.
absolutely right. This is what I want to say. You're absolutely right. Especially today, the prices is up. Not everybody can afford everything. And try to use what you have in the kitchen and add something from outside, like vegetable and other things. I'm sure everybody has something.
Yes.
Hidden in the
Just
kitchen
and just be creative. Be creative about it.
Yeah.
Go, hey, I didn't know I could make lactose out of carrots. Try it. You know, why not?
Yeah, try.
Make it
What's
fun instead of.
What's going to happen?
It'd rather make it fun than be upset about the situation, right? Be creative.
Yeah. Otherwise, stay another few days. You have to throw it out. You have to throw it.
No, you don't want to do that.
No, you don't want to do that.
Just rather use it and turn the kitchen over, you know, the produce and everything in the kitchen, even the canned goods. Just because they say you can keep them for 20 years doesn't mean you should.
No, you know, Ruth, when we travel, you know, we travel full time and we pet sit as we go. People are like, hey, we've got a few of these left, that left. I'll go in because I know first thing I do when we get somewhere is I'll go shop, and I'll shop according to the number of days we're there. Now, I will totally admit that there's a lot of pizza that's been eaten, and I don't want to talk about what I did last night because whatever I did with that pizza did not go very well. We won't talk about that. But I used to actually just make our own pizza using pita bread and spaghetti sauce and zucchinis and mushrooms and cook them up and onion and garlic. Like,
whatever you like.
It's really good.
Whatever you like.
And it does end up being cheaper because you can still take that jar of tomatoes, whatever, and make pasta. You can do, just look at it that way. Look at whatever your dollar is and spread it. But we have like this weird thing of you can only do, here for a few days. How much can you cook? How much is your time to cook? So everything is like, okay, no, that night we are just going to have pizza. Fine. And then are we going to have a salad? Yeah, have salad to balance it out. You won't feel as guilty. But honestly, when we go to places, a lot of times it's like, what do we have? What are they, the people we're pet sitting for because we're staying in their homes. They're like, please, if you can eat that, please eat it because otherwise it's going to be wasted. Why waste produce? Why waste what a farmer has grown? And I mean, how many times I've made things that I never dreamt of making, didn't know what I was going to do, put it together. And I always just tell Nancy, this is interesting. And then she knows, don't expect Ruth's cooking, as good at all. But I mean, some things have really bombed and been terrible. And then we laugh and have a glass of wine and go, where's that frozen pizza? Or they've been okay, Nancy. I mean, we're still here. It's not perfect. And you've had your moments with that too, where I could call your cooking interesting,
Absolutely.
So
yeah, there is days I don't know what to cook. Even I have things to cook. I don't know what to cook. I want to do it faster and finish.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we stay as a woman. We stay for hours.
Just stand and
you can cook for 2 days also. You can cook for 2 days. And
cooking in advance. Like you're saying, you're always talking about cooking in advance.
Freeze it. Yeah, but you don't have to freeze it for 2 days. Just put it in a cold area. That's all. Colder area.
And seal it. So. Like the zucchini, you could cook that in advance, put it in the dish, cover it up.
Same day. Because it's very soft. Zucchini is very soft. Yeah. It's not potato. Zucchini, try to eat it the same day. Or maybe next day in the morning.
Can you freeze zucchini? Like if you have a bunch that in your backyard?
Because it's very watery. Zucchini is watery. Once you freeze it, and after, you're going to see the water.
Yeah. Maybe you can put it in a stew.
So. No.
Yeah,
it's not worth it. Cooking it. You're better off cooking it and then letting it cool down and then freezing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have to wrap it right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wrap it aluminum foil and all.
But trying to freeze fresh ones, I've tried that because when you're growing your own and you have like 10 squash plants and they all bloom at once and here comes a whole bunch of zucchini. It's like, okay, you don't want to waste, but there's only so much zucchini, that you want. And it's really good to share with your neighbors.
Yeah.
And zucchini has very bad name. Not tasty. Zucchini, no. Zucchini has bad name. But zucchini is low in calorie. And zucchini needs help.
Well, it needs seasoning for sure.
Yeah, the seasoning. This is the help. Seasoning and
And seasoning's easy.
Yes.
Just don't go too far with it.
They don't know what to put if they never did it before. So try it. It's only food. Try it.
Yeah. Have fun.
Try it. You like it. Maybe you need more spice. Maybe less.
Have fun with your zucchini.
Yeah.
And listen, the bigger the zucchini, not always the better. The bigger, not the better. It's true. The bigger they get, the more seeds they have in the center. Like it's not as good.
And there's more water. That just means that they've grown too long.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're on the vine too long.
I like the baby zucchinis. If you can get baby zucchinis, slice them lengthwise and grill them with a little lemon butter, salt and pepper, black pepper. That's good stuff with a little Parmesan, like how you would do asparagus, right? Do that. It's so good.
Asparagus very, very tender. They're very tender. You have to be tender with them. Yes. You have to eat it immediately also. You can keep it.
No.
You can keep it.
No. It's interesting. I do really weird things with potatoes. I will make us some, I don't know, because I love to roast vegetables with onion and garlic. And if I can put tomatoes, that's the way to eat tomatoes to me, not raw. Put them in the roast it because it adds this other caramelized yumminess. And you roast them. You could have it with, if you want meat or whatever, you do that. But the next day, you can take those potatoes as like a breakfast fry up, man. You can put eggs with it. You can make little patties. You can do all kinds of good stuff,
Yes.
Yes. Well, I'm hungry now, Ruth. I think I'm going to go get some zucchini at the store and make some, some zucchini stuff. Zucchini fritters.
Yeah.
That's another good thing people can do, like the latkes we were talking about. There's so much you can do with zucchini. But I like Ruth's recipe with the meat and or like ground chicken or ground turkey because you want to have a little sustenance with it. It makes it heartier, not just, not more zucchini. People get to that mode, we're tired of zucchini. But if you do this, it'll be tasty, You won't even know you're eating.
And try to bake it so they're going to be less
watery.
It's going to be drier.
Yeah, less watery. And add
watery.
Cheese to the top. That'll help give it some crispy gooiness. Do not use sliced cheese for this.
You can.
It won't melt.
You can. Why not? I can also. I just don't mix it, meat and cheese. But you can. I can.
Is that because of your Jewish faith that you don't? Is that a faith-based thing?
Not mix. Yes. Yeah.
Huh.
One of the.
It's not kosher.
Not kosher meat and cheese together.
Oh wow!
And if you eat cheese, you have to wait, I think, 2 hours or something. And if you eat meat before the cheese, you have to wait till you eat the cheese, like 4 hours or something, because it digests slower.
So kosher.
And we was raised like that, so it's okay. It's okay.
But, yeah. It's interesting because people always think kosher is just religion, but religion is also incorporating body, mind, and spirit. Care for your temple, right?
Hair. I would tell you. Yeah. You said the right things. Not because it's kosher or something. It is kosher, yes, because it's health. Because the meat digests slow. The cheese digests immediately. That's the reason. After the cheese, You can eat meat in short time, but after the meat, eat cheese. Yes, you have to wait because the meat digests slower. And you got used to that. You got used to that, and
that's why you have to have coffee every morning. You won't have any digestive problems. Just kidding.
Oh, boy.
Have a good coffee in the morning. Well, Ruth, always fun to talk with you, and you know.
Yeah, we
always
make fun from everything. We make fun of us, ourselves, and
yeah,
this is the beauty. This is beauty.
Yeah.
Beauty.
It's fun. It was a fun conversation as always. Everyone keep up with Ruth at RuthMilstein.com. She's here every third Sunday and we always have fun and we never stay on topic, but we do. I mean, we stuck to our zucchini. We did good and we veered off, but no, why should we stick to just one thing? We can do what we want. We're adults and we can do what we want in the kitchen.
Only seasoning.
Yeah.
Zucchini it's only in one season, short season. Try it. The calorie close to zero. Close to zero. And once you buy it, you have to do something with that. You can't keep it in the fridge like potato. No.
Yeah.
In day or two, you have to make something. Yes. And let's say you didn't make anything. Yes. And you make a soup. Slice it. Put it there.
Yeah. Why not? Why not use it?
Slice it. That's all. Slice it in the end because it's very soft.
Don't waste food.
Don't throw food. Don't throw food. Good food, don't throw. Don't throw. No.
Awesome, Ruth.
Don't.
Thank you, Ruth. You take care. Say hi to Howard for us and
it was fun.
enjoy your next cooking
He
session.
said hi now to both of you.
Awesome.
Say hi.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Talk next month. Take care.
Talk soon. And take care, both of you, okay?
You too.
Yes, you too.
Thank you for listening to Big Blend Radio's Cooking with Love show featuring Ruth Milstein. Keep up with Ruth and her recipes and her books at ruthmilstein.com. You can also keep up with Big Blend Radio at bigblendradio.com.